I was in the Southwest, camping in a few new spots, exploring trails, and getting out on adventures. Utah in the spring is one of my favorite places to be. The weather's perfect, and there's so many beautiful views. Plus, camping is easy, and in most places, crowds are minimal. Before Utah, I was pet sitting in Durango, which is something I do fairly often here and there to break up long stretches of travel on the road. And to be honest, I'm not sure I'd still be out here if it weren't for those breaks. Hey guys, I'm Christian Schaefer. I'm an outdoor adventure photographer and I've been living in my van full-time for almost 3 years. So if you've been following for a little while, then you might remember a couple months back I put out a video talking about some of the struggles I've been experiencing on the road and just wanting to take a break. Well, right now I'm filming from Jackson, Wyoming, and this is my new temporary home. So around the 1 year mark of living on the road, I was living in my SUV and I just started to experience burnout. I would find myself scrolling Airbnb for week-long stays, month-long stays. I even spent some time apartment hunting in Washington, and I was just kind of getting tired of living on the road. I wanted some more stability. So that's when the idea of pet sitting and house sitting came up. And it did take me a little while to get that first pet sit because I didn't have any references, and then after that it took time to build experience and references. But it's been a 2-year journey and it's been so rewarding, and that's actually what I'm doing here in Jackson, Wyoming. I'm here for 2 whole months and I'll be watching after an adorable Wheaten Terrier named Jack, and this is the longest sit I've ever done and I'm just really excited to be here. Also, the owners are really rad, Jenna and Colin. They're actually spending 2 months at base camp in Mount Everest, and Colin is attempting to climb Mount Everest without supplemental oxygen, and then he'll be doing another high peak immediately after that, so pretty badass.
We got this amazing van taking us to the airport.
The airport shuttle.
Best Uber ride ever.
I know that staying in a house isn't technically van life, but house sitting has been really helpful in keeping me out on the road long term, so I just thought I would share this with any of you who might be interested in this lifestyle. So in general, I have a sit booked every 2 to 3 months, and they typically last 1 to 2 weeks. Some of the longer ones have been 3 weeks. And at first I found them through sites that I signed up for, and now it's a mixture of that and also just personal references and networking. I always tell myself during these stays, especially the longer ones, that I'm just gonna like relax and unwind, but that almost never happens. Usually my time is spent tackling the many to-do lists that are just kind of tricky to do from the road. And there are a lot of van chores that are so much easier to do from the house. For example, deep clean of all these dishes. If you guys watch my van tour, then you know I don't actually have hot water in my van. So I do my best to clean it when I'm on the road, but whenever I get a chance to run my stuff through a dishwasher, I fully do that. Scheduled maintenance for the van, like oil changes, tire rotations, factory recalls, broken windshields, washing the bedding and couch cushions, washing the floors, climbing up onto the roof to clean the solar panels, pouring enzymes down the sink to keep it from building up bacteria, cleaning dead bugs off the fan vent. I just took this thing off. It's pretty gross. Gonna clean that inside. And then just cleaning each of these blades. They get pretty grimy. Clearing out and wiping down the fridge, cleaning the toilet, my personal favorite. So fresh, so clean. Applying fresh coats of finish to the countertops, caulking the tile and trim. And then there are the usual chores like washing the van, filling the water tanks, filling the propane, and restocking supplies. And that's just the van stuff. So here's another great thing about having a house to stay at is when I have product shipments and jobs I need to do, I have a lot of packing materials that I have to get rid of, and that'd be really hard to do without a house as a staging area. Besides all of that, there is washing the laundry, charging all of the electronics, updating software, uploading large files over Wi-Fi, lining up product shipments, ordering things online, backing up hard drives, taking inventory of things in the van I no longer need. Sorry, that's Jack. and taking them to a donation center and forwarding my mail. Do you need to go outside? Okay, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, all the different things that you have to do when you're staying at a house. The most important thing, of course, is looking after the pets, and it's my favorite thing about pet sitting is because I don't have a dog on the road and I just love animals. So house sitting and pet sitting gives me an opportunity to spend some time with them. Apart from the really long to-do list, the things I really look forward to are just re-establishing healthy routines and making space for creativity and contemplation, relaxing. On the road, so much of my time is just devoted to planning routes around photo shoots, weather, and product shipments. Every day I have to think about where am I gonna sleep, where am I gonna use the bathroom, where am I gonna find Wi-Fi, do I have enough food, propane, and water? At least once a week I have to think about where am I gonna shower, where can I buy groceries, and where can I empty my trash and empty my toilet and gray water tank. When I'm out on the road, my mind is just always in motion, just keeping inventory of these things, taking steps to be safe. And in addition to these things, I'm also running a photography business from the road. A lot of people call this lifestyle living the dream, including myself. I love living on the road, but it is not a walk in the park. Like, you have to put in the work to keep this going for any length of time. If you're anything like me, that means you might need some breaks in order to have balance. So this is my current reality, living in a beautiful corner of Wyoming with the world's cutest dog. Soaking up some quality home time before hitting the road again in June, just in time for summer, and getting out on some adventures in the Grand Tetons and Yellowstone. Last fall I spent about 3 weeks around Jackson and it was so beautiful. I actually never got around to sharing it, so I'll show you some of those clips here. I'm really excited to see how it looks in spring this time around. So that's a little update, and I actually have a couple ideas for future videos, but I'd love to hear in the comments below which one you guys are most interested in. I was thinking of putting together a video about finances, maybe how much I spend on a monthly basis while living in a van versus what I used to spend in an apartment. Maybe if any of you are interested in this lifestyle, you might get an idea of how much you could save, and also just expenses to look out for that you might not be aware of. Another idea is a more in-depth video on parking. I touched on this topic briefly, but I was thinking I might do something more in-depth about the experiences I've had, the resources I use, run-ins with cops, things that will just help you find safe places out there on the road, because I know that was the #1 question I had before I moved into my SUV. And also I would love to do an updated van tour. So June of this year will be 2 full years in the van. So I was thinking I might show you guys an overview of what things I have changed, what things I love, what things I wish I had changed or would do differently, and just share some of the things that have been working really well. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're all doing well. And quick housekeeping note, if you want to support me, I've put links down in my caption below to my website, and there I have gear recommendations, van life essential recommendations, camping gear recommendations, as well as a lot of common questions like what kind of van do I have, how much did it cost, who built it, how I got started with photography, all of that stuff in one place. I get a small kickback every time you use those links, so thank you so much. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you next time or sooner if you find me over on Instagram. Bye.
Mr. Jack, you are so cute. You're so cute.